Hey everybody, Legal Advisors here. Welcome. There's some breaking news. This news is hot off the presses. It's just been announced that some of the charges in the Alec Baldwin and Hannah Gutierrez-Reed Rust movie shooting have been dropped. Major changes here. You may recall they were both charged with two separate involuntary manslaughter charges. One of them was just involuntary manslaughter, which carried a possible sentence of up to 18 months in prison. But they were also both charged with involuntary manslaughter in the commission of a lawful act, which carried, in this case, a firearms enhancement and a punishment of a minimum mandatory 5 years in prison. So, what's happened now is the district attorney has just filed paperwork as of last Friday in connection with these movie shooting charges. And according to the court documents, both Alec Baldwin and Hannah Gutierrez-Reed will only be charged with involuntary manslaughter without the firearms enhancement charge attached to it. So previously, they were both charged with the enhancement and they were facing a minimum mandatory maximum of 6.5 years, minimum mandatory 5, maximum 6.5 years in prison. Now, with that firearms enhancement charge removed, they are both facing a maximum of 18 months in prison. That's a huge, huge change. It's still a breaking news story. The details aren't yet known. All we know is the amendment was filed last Friday. They're scheduled to be in court in about 3 days from now, on the 24th, for the initial hearing, which will be essentially the arraignment where they plead guilty or not guilty. But right now, the most serious of the charges against the two have been dropped. They're now facing only involuntary manslaughter charges. Where does it go from here? I don't know what they're going to do, but if I was either of them, I would do whatever it takes to plea this down to as low a sentence as possible. I think this virtually removes the possibility of Alec Baldwin going to jail. He's going to be able, whether he's able to or not, we'll just have to see, but he's definitely going to argue that, hey, although he was the last person to hold this weapon, he was told by those ahead of him, David Halls, who's already pled guilty and received a suspended sentence, told him it was a cold gun. He's going to say that Hannah Gutierrez-Reed was the one that was responsible for this. And so he relied on both of those people. And I think that if it goes to a jury, that they're not going to sentence him to any time in jail. But I would still do my best to get a plea agreement in there. He has to be found guilty. He is the textbook example of involuntary manslaughter. So if it goes to trial, he has to be convicted. But if I was him, I would try to avoid that at all costs. Try to negotiate a deal where you save the state time and money by pleading guilty in exchange for no prison time. Now, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, we'll just have to see what happens there. Is she going to go to jail for 18 months? What's going to happen? We'll have to see. But if I was her, I would start squealing. I would start plea bargaining my way out of that to try to avoid any jail time. If anybody is going to serve time behind bars in this, it's going to be her, just because she was the armorer on set. I don't know how it's going to play out. We're just going to have to wait and see. This is just a late breaking news story that I wanted to share with you. Let's see how it goes. And again, on the 24th is going to be the first hearing. That's their first scheduled court appearance on February 24th. We'll keep you posted how that develops. In the meantime, don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you come back in for more. Until we meet again, I'm Legal Advisors, urging you to enjoy your legal advices.